What up, y'all? It's Conscious One coming at you. So we're gonna go ahead and narrate Zeph Daniels. One thing we're gonna pay attention to is, well, he's talking about the Truman Show stuff, and he's talking about how, you know, this whole thing is organized against, righteous people. One thing that really stuck out with me was how he talked about people switching up on you. And my answer to why people do that is because people don't actually know themselves. I remember one time I was listening to this guy's channel. He was talking about how that narcissists, they be the ones who end up demented a lot. They end up demented with these neurological diseases because they actually don't know themselves. You see, a lot of people with a lot of personality disorders out here, guys. But yeah, let's go ahead and chime in on this. See what happens.
It all has a connectivity to it and a purpose to it. So they do all their real rituals in plain sight. And, they make Illuminati card games eventually, to kind of point that out to you, that you're in kind of a card game here, right? You're in a simulacrum. You're in a flight simulator. It's not real. So strange, things that are not coincidences happen because it's being manipulated. This model that we're in is being manipulated from the outside, including targeting of individuals, okay? And those people are being prodded and targeted, and they do, I have to say it again, I'm sorry, but they do gamble on you because they're all watching on closed-circuit TV. Yes, Trish and I have been on closed-circuit TV in Los Angeles. We literally were. When I say literally, that means physical. They had cameras on us in the house outside. There was they were all watching. Where we went, where we drove to, what store we went to, whatever. It was just like closed.
I don't know if you ever seen a 1960-something version of Jason and the Argonauts. This is a movie I gotta watch this again. But if y'all haven't seen 1960-something version of Jason and the Argonauts, y'all really need to watch it because exactly what he's talking about right now, they showed that in that movie. They even showed them going after the Golden Fleece, which I've been telling y'all. What y'all looking at with me, I received my Technicolor Dreamcoat. But I remember in that movie they was gambling on people, and they was showing how the chosen ones get protected by these mighty gods. All the mythology is in that movie, Jason and the Argonauts from 1960s. It's so good. I gotta see that movie again. There's so much in it. I think I can see it from a whole nother perspective now because I haven't seen that movie since, probably 15, 20 years. I bet now I'll probably be seeing a lot more stuff going on in that movie that I can resonate with.
TV. But there's another component to it. Remember this. They can see all of you and all your houses and all your sins and all the dirty little things you do. They see that all day long. They don't need to put little pinpoint cameras in your house. They have other means of seeing everything everyone does. It's all there on monitors. They're watching. So maybe that'll give you a new impetus not to open that porn or whatever you're doing. Because it's all seen. It's all. Do you want to see the playback on that? Right? No, I don't think so. So, but for the.
Well, it makes you think of that Robin Williams movie. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember the name of that Robin Williams movie, but in the movie, his whole life was recorded. They can probably see through our eyeballs somehow, man, because the television camera kind of reminds me of our eyeballs. The way it's made, how else can they see everything we doing unless they can see through our eyeballs? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of strange.
The ones that just didn't make it into the hive, they bounced off the mirror, whatever metaphor you want to use. They're considered a threat because when you're on that other side, when you're connected up with the world system, you have interdimensional access to lots of info, right? All the info. And, you have to play pretend. Everyone then becomes an actor. And then all the people that remain are the real TIs. And they set up a false or simulated world around each one of them. And then you have fake, people that are actors that are become your friends and your wife and your children, and that you think you're living in a real world. but you're not. It's all been fabricated.
Well, I guess they showed this in movies like Total Recall, of course, Truman Show. Kind of reminds me of what I told y'all back in the day. You know, how's a guy like me not married? And I'm supposedly a decent guy, but I always tell people the reason I'm not married is because I'm not a good liar. But I told y'all back in the day, I don't even understand how people are married, because it's like two people come together, they married, and they be having two different agendas. Doesn't really make sense to me. But I'm too real, I'm too honest to be married. You know what I'm saying? But according to Zeph Daniels, and I mean, why am I not married? Why don't I have children and all this stuff? Why did I not participate in all this stuff? I mean, it's all BS to me, man. It's all BS. I don't get it, guys. People get married, they keep doing the same shit over and over. You know, insanity is when you keep doing the same stuff over and over and it doesn't work. Humanity, to me, humanity is in a state of, you know, insanity. You know, you have children, you get married, right? You have children. You keep working till you die. Then your children, then you bring more slaves in the world. And then they do the same thing you did all over again. I mean, it's just pointless to me. It's pointless.
And paid for, but they spend, I don't know, incalculable amounts of money to set all this stuff up, because they really, you know, because you're really a threat. You see, and you're a threat because if all the rest of the ants in the ant farm figure out that there's an exit, you know what I'm saying? You know, Jesus is.
This is why we're talking about how they keep, I'm telling y'all, YouTube know who is who. And they keep people like me from being able to connect with other people. Kind of reminds you of the Bible. Jesus say, two people come together in my name. You have a lot of power. Well, it's hard. That's why they make it so hard. Most of the people that I meet in my life are in total opposition to who I am as an individual. And you're like, you start noticing that this Matrix, this Truman Show, the people who are like you or are higher IQ and are like you, like I've been telling y'all, you see how the Matrix it's like the Adjustment Bureau, the movie. The Adjustment Bureau with Matt Damon. They keep your true love away from you. All you surrounded by is narcissists, evil women. They only giving you evil women to marry. You know, and Joseph Chapelon said in every relationship, one of those people is a demon, and the other one is somebody that, like, I don't know. You cannot have two people that are like the same around you. They can't have two chosen ones in the vicinity. And remember, guys, I'm not a professional victim. I understand this is God's will, but it does get very frustrating. I'm not gonna pretend like it don't. I get very frustrated someday because I see how the Adjustment Bureau comes in and keeps people who I would actually be good friends with, keeps women who I actually I would want to marry, and they keep all those people away from me. And instead, they surround the chosen people with a bunch of narcissistic people, the worst kind of people ever. You're not around your people. You're around all the clowns.
The biggest threat, right? He is the sole survivor, the pure heart, the one that turned over the paradigm. So they want to discredit Jesus by putting stupid people, you know, just buffoons in the churches as pastors, so that, you know, any reasonable person would say, it's not for me. And that's reverse propaganda, of course, you know, double, right?
Oh, man.
No, God has his church. He's not lacking in numbers either. There needn't be a revival, because we are who we are. He has everybody that he has. He hasn't lost even a one. Mm-hmm. So there's no need of revival. Yep. When you hear that and all.
That's why I say God already, it don't need to be no church, because God already knew who the chosen was before we got here.
The rest of it is, religion is just an awful thing. Anyway, even in your religion, they will fill a church full of actors, and you'll be the only one that's real there. And they try to convince you until you finally see another one. That's why they.
And like Zeph said in one video, if let's say you're a chosen one, right, and you decide to go to church. Remember I was telling y'all, even if I agree with that Muslim guy who sent me that crazy message on YouTube, he would have still found a reason to be against me. The people who are being antagonistic against you, they're going to be antagonistic against you regardless of what you do. Even if you're a chosen one and you pretend to go to church and be like everybody else, they're going to know you're not them. So you might as well be yourself, and you might as well be the villain. Accept your villain role with honor. Even if you pretend, they'll know you're not like them.
They have to keep them separated because they don't want you to compare notes with the other guy to figure out what it is.
This is why I tell you, YouTube be keeping me from linking up with people, high IQ people. They keep me separated. They only sending the clowns and trolls and narcissists to my channel. They got this technology just goes so far. How they're able to keep us apart. People who would actually get along with each other, they keep us separated.
Because they're not going to tell you, you know. But then supernatural things happen to you of a very untoward nature. And that makes you very upset. And then they say, well, tell me what's wrong. And they try to be of help to you then. Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is steering you the direction they want you to go.
The day you wake up and you find out even the people that appear to be helping you are trying to hurt you. Oh man. That's when you become like David in the book of Psalms. That's when you go crying out to the Lord, like, Lord, I think I need your help now.
You live your whole life in that way. Now, what about poverty? We have a lot of people that feel they're targeted, and they devolve and descend into absolute poverty and unable to work. I mean, they have panic attacks. They're not able to function. They become dependent, and then eventually it goes, well, there's no people wanting to be around me. There's no, friends, handling me, and that's because, and this is, I mean, no offense by this, but if you're less of a threat, then you'll have less attacks. But still the fact.
Guys, I want to clarify to y'all now that since I've had this anointing, people been running from me. Remember, in my gematria under my Muslim name, Jamal Abdul Rashid, it said that the Freemasons are scared and on the run. Guys, people been getting the fuck out my way lately. And I'm not talking about people who know about my YouTube channel. I'm talking about people who know absolutely nothing about me. It seems like I walk into a place and people are scared. What they're scared of, I don't know. But all I know is that my gematria under my government name, it says this video game is ending, and we know that this jig is up. The jig is up, okay? And we are learning who is who out here. But no, man, I walk into a place, guys, people are acting like they're terrified of me. They don't know nothing about me as far, or maybe they do know about me.
That you are isolated in that way and that you know it. You just don't know how this supernatural flight simulator works. No two people are the same from day to day. We had a discussion about this yesterday where like you see people again and you see them again and you see them again. And every time you see them, you notice there's just something slightly different, like not quite the same person. And you might not even notice physical characteristics, just slightly different. Just not enough to really alarm you, but just kind of like, that's kind of weird. And indeed, it's, they're not the same. Whether it's your mother, your father, your friend, your wife.
People don't know who they are, guys. As I mentioned, a lot of people got personality disorders, lack of self-esteem. And of course, we got the body snatch people, the clones that's being controlled by the AI. Remember, guys, we are like 100 years in the future of what we think things are, okay? They keep showing us robots looking like robots, and robots look like human beings, So they just dumb us down so much, But again, why do you got to have a McDonald's on every other corner? Ask yourself that. And food tastes exactly the same and it's been that way for years. That doesn't even make no sense when you think about it. This reality, this something is really wrong. We know that much.
Your children. You see, all this is interchangeable day to day, moment to moment.
Yeah, people be switching up on you, man. I don't like that shit either. People be switching up on you. I don't know what kind of games these people be playing, but they be switching up on you real quick. It's like you can't even smile at people no more, man, because you're afraid they just gonna switch up on you. So that's when you get to the point, man. Like I said, you just want to be alone. You don't even want to deal with people no more because the cognitive dissonance trying to figure these people out make you go crazy about why people do what they do.
Now you really, before you get kind of like, well, where's this going? I mean, this is making me tear my hair out. No, because you see, the Lord has a plan for you. All I'm saying is you have to have the Lord. You've got to have the Creator. And the pathway that I think, well, for me, is Jesus, because that's the path that was given to me. I dance with the one who brung me. You may be a Hindu, you may be a Buddhist, you may be any of these things. I'm familiar with all the religions, and that's fine. You may be nothing at all. You may just be a vagabond. You may be just a displaced human somewhere. And anyone who's conscious is displaced, by the way. Anyone who's conscious is a targeted individual. I mean, anyone who's conscious is a threat to this big simulated lie that seems contiguous but is really broken down into individual components. I don't know what I'll see on TV today. For example, I don't know what the news will be regarding, when I have a concept of Obama, it's like, is there really an Obama? The answer is no, there is no Obama. If I mention him as I did in the beginning stupidly, I may have Angie, maybe what you should do is just take the first hour, maybe divide it into I wouldn't even, it's not even a good rant. I would just get rid of it. It's just me spouting off. I think the second hour and on is really beginning about the 55-minute mark is probably the fillet of this thing, but I don't know, do they wait an hour? It takes me an hour to get warmed up. I'm sorry, I don't have this stuff like, on tap where you just hit the tap and away it goes. I just don't have that. So, and I do have a big support group, and I do have a lot of people listen, and I thank you for that, because I've been allowed to say all this stuff when before, I'd be shamed into silence. Why? Oh, that's crazy, John.
What trips me out, guys, is how people conform and sell out for crumbs, man. I mean, I just seen a house over here, guys. It's enough to make you go crazy. This house was huge. It had to be at least 1.5 million. And this house, I mean, it looked like it looked like it's not real. This particular house that I seen in the neighborhood, I almost did a video and I said, nah, I don't feel like talking about it. Not only how do these people got the money to keep this house up, how in the hell do they got time to put up all those Christmas lights? I mean, guys, this was really like, what? Look at this house. How do they get the money? How do they have the time, to put up all those lights? Well, like I told y'all before, they have all the money because they're on death row, guys. It's just like the death row inmate ordering, the best steak on his last meal. Because the Bible makes it clear that the rich making it to the kingdom of heaven is like sticking a camel through the eye of a needle. It's literally impossible. So they're on death row.
That is crazy. Shamed and bullied into silence. And not allowed to complete my thought. Not allowed to report. Simply report on what I saw, what I've been through. No, shamed into silence by people who know damn well what I'm talking about. By people who have a vested interest in my absolute dereliction of mind. To make me feel like a fool, so I'll act like a fool. No, you have nothing to say. I'm stupid. You guys are, I'm just here to.
That's what you call gaslighting. Everybody's gaslighting you.
No, just to do what you want me to do. Oh, they love that. And if I don't give them that, they push my buttons all day long. All my weaknesses, everything, they keep putting it on display. It's ugly, it's bad, it's horrible, good.
Just the other day, some of y'all remember I talked about gaslighting and why it's so good for me not to be on a 9-to-5 job, all the micromanaging that goes on. And I was telling y'all how to get if you get a lot of gaslighting, cognitive dissonance starts to set in, because everybody's fucking with you and playing mind games with you. A lot of weak, cowardly people out here, guys, that like to play mind games with you. They don't know themselves, so they gotta fuck with you just to try to know themselves. These people are seriously demented and delusional. Personality disorders run amok, guys. People don't know who they are, and they see that you do, so then they want to come in and fuck with you because you know who you are, and they recognize that who you are they can never be. So then they try to play little mind games with you. Grown ass people, pathological grown up children trying to play mind games with you. Like I say before, I thought that when I got out of elementary school that this stuff was going to end, but no, it got worse, because these pathological grown-up adults, it's worse than being around children, because now this pathological adult has an ego, and it knows how to do good and evil to the best of its ability. But yeah, the gaslighting and all the, you go to a job, all the micromanaging that's being done, and I was talking about how somebody gaslights you, and just before you trying to figure out, scratching your head like, does this person just like, did they just mean this? And before you can even figure out whether somebody's gaslighting you, somebody else is gaslighting. So if you keep having to deal with the cognitive dissonance, it can cause mental illness. And then, of course, if you say anything about it, people will say you're crazy, you're just making things up. People trying to either get you locked, they're trying to get you locked up in the system, either through jail or mental wards. Sick.
How could God want such a pathetic person as you? And on and on and on and on and on, never stop. And when I give in, okay, I guess you guys are right and I'm wrong. If I try to give in, they just want to make me a slave. They just want to core out my mind, steal my talents from within me, so you know who's involved in that.
Yep.
And make me just a hollowed out kind of, just like someone on the street mumbling to themselves, I could have been a contender. I woulda, coulda, shoulda, yeah. I didn't, so it's not my fault, though, and I could be muttering to myself about all that for the rest of my sorry life. Or I could stand up, I'll put it to you on the Zeph report, straight out publicly, and take my chances. And that's what I think I'll do. Because you see, the alternative is to be turned into a sissy, to be turned into, you know what I mean? And I may even want to be a sissy at times. I may want to be a coward. I may want to be a slave. Just to turn this thing, it's hard to carry all this. It'd be easier just to kind of like, just between us, and I've come close to begging the devil to take me in. And
I said it before, like Tupac, I'd rather die like a man and live like a coward, man. I don't even know how these people get up in the morning being so cowardly. I have no idea how they even make it through the day.
Giving up. I mean, that's what it is, isn't it? When you're isn't that what we're talking about with the gangs? It all comes from Satan. You understand that? It's all supernatural because it's not the same people. The people that you thought you do. Like there's a lyric in this song, and it goes to the people that you see are not the people you knew. That's right. That's a very important lyric there for me, because I understood that from when I was a boy, and I saw that was going on. And I didn't believe it, and then eventually I was brainwashed into believing that it was contiguous and not interdimensional, and it's simply dimensional, and we're just stuck here, and it's all the same, and there's no answer, and that's just it. You do the best you can in living in a vacuum.
Look, guys, when you talk about the emerald tablets, The most important law, I believe, is knowing thyself. If you do not know yourself, you fucked. Knowing thyself is the number one law in the universe, I believe, according to the Emerald Tablets. Knowledge of thyself. How do you know other people? You know other people. I told y'all once before, I don't have to talk to people to know them. I know people. You know why? You know why I know people? I know everything about them because I know myself. When you know yourself, you know other people. Knowledge. If you don't know yourself, you're a ship without a sail.
No, we don't live in a vacuum. Everything you do and everything you see is tracked. But that goes for them to everyone. That's everyone. Everyone. The reason, well, they haven't done the depopulation yet. Well, they're trying to find another power source, but right now you're it. So they can't exactly get rid of you because, they need that, but they're trying to, fuse with machines at the same time, thinking that they won't need you as a power source anymore once they go fully robotic, which means which means they're dead anyway. They're just like extending their deaths. The folly is incalculable how incredibly stupid they are. It's just unbelievable how stupid they are. It's a laugh, a guffaw how stupid they are. Do a jig, they're so stupid. Ah, ha,
ha. This guy.
Yeah, when you really look at it, it is hilarious. They are deserving of being mocked. And when you do mock them, they can't believe. Not only can this one see, but they're just, I have a very high rank. You can't just mock me. I've been, in charge of you, and you're just like Truman on the Truman Show, and I'm, this is a job for me, and I'm not even your mother. I'm not even your father. This is like, you don't even understand what's going on. You're so stupid. You don't mock me. I mock you. No, I mock you. Fake dad, fake mom. You're not my mother. You're not my father. You're not my friend. I know what this is. And you're a freaking joke.
Man.
Because, see, you're a slave. You're in a death cult. You don't even have a life force anymore. You have to feed off people like me and keep us separated and keep us in our little lives so it'd be your battery source. Without us, you would all die right now. So you're the pathetic one, not me. I am in not a good situation, admittedly, on this planet, or whatever you want to call this, or whatever this is. But at least I'm not you. And that puts me way. How much money have you spent on me? $1 billion? $1 trillion. You spent, that's where all the money goes. You're spending trillions of dollars on these games. Multiply me by all the others, and boy, you've got a lot of expenditure going out to keep your simulated world going.
The jig is up, y'all. Like I said, under my name in Jamaica, the video game is ending. The jig is up. You can tell just by what everybody's talking about on YouTube. Everybody is talking about the same exact thing. And the Bible scriptures bear witness to exactly these type of things. The people who you think you know, you don't actually know. And the Bible scriptures bears witness to this. And people been sucking your energy the whole time, and now I got my power back. I'm telling y'all, man, people on the run. I'm not talking about people who know me. I'm talking about people who seemingly I don't even know, strangers, seem to be on the run. Like they know they know all about me or something. Like it's almost like they know all about me, even though I don't know them.
But don't think for a minute that some of us aren't onto you. We are onto you. And because we are, because of Jesus, because of the Holy Spirit, because of the Lord opening our eyes, we can see that we're in a simulated thing. We can see we're in a little trap and we need the Lord to get us out. That's exactly what it is. At the same time, our God, the Lord, the Creator, Yahweh, Elohim, God, the One, the Creator, Yeshua HaMashiach, the...
Guys, we're going to stop it right here. We're going to stop it right here because I'm getting tired. And yeah, I got to end this. We're gonna pick up back on this tomorrow, guys. I talk to y'all later. Peace.